Hi, John Montgomery here from Benson Alfa Romeo and Fiat in Greer, South Carolina. Online at bensonalfa.com. There's my card if you need to reach me. Well, let me step back here a minute, and you're looking at a brand new 2021 Alfa Romeo Stelvio with only 14 miles on it. Now, it's a beautiful car, but one thing that we noticed right after it came in, and it's not been here very long, this car already has a check engine light at 14 miles. So we got to ask ourselves why. It's a P0611 code for fuel injection performance. So that's not really usual, is it? So let's see what maybe the root of the problem might be. So I'm going to swing around here, and I'm going to show you on this video how to check your battery and make sure your connections are good. We're going to go from the very beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this gate with the lift back here. I'm going to pull this capture off, and you see it goes right there. That's how you tie it in. And this one has a spare tire, so I selected this car especially. It's good because we have the spare tire. So let me show you how to remove that. Spin this counterclockwise. It's got a long spin on it. The battery is directly underneath. Of course, on the Julia, it's on the passenger side. All right, let me pull this out just a second. All right, thank you for bearing with me. Okay, now here's the battery. It's a Varta battery. This battery is the gel cell kind of battery, and as you can see, it's got negative on this side. It's got positive on this side. Looking at it first glance, take a look at that post. You see the corrosion right there? I'm going to wipe this off. It's on my finger. You see, this is corrosion from shipment. Let's take a look at the positive side, and by doing that, we just have to pop these little tabs off. We'll set this aside. Take a look at this one. Same thing. Same thing. So I'm wondering if that is the possible relationship to the issue. So let's go ahead and take this off. Now the first thing we need to do, and we're going to clean our battery posts here, is we're going to take off this negative ground. We're going to hit this little button right here. Pull that off. You see it's a quick connect. Let's put that aside. Let's take our 10mm wrench. This is a little socket wrench I have handy. You're looking at the IBS sensor, intelligent battery sensor, right here. So this is the whole post for the ground. Let's turn it over upside down. Let's take a look at that. You see that patina going on in there? You see that little bit of grayish on the lead post? That's corrosion, my friends. We need to clean that off. Now that we got the negative off, it's safe to take the positive off. So let's take our Phillips screwdriver. That's the first thing we want to do. We want to undo these screws right here. This is the hold down clamp. There's a couple of holes in the battery that this goes down into. You can see on the negative side that still has the same holes, but you don't use them for negative. We don't necessarily have to unscrew this all the way. Just get it all the way up to the top. All right, now we're going to take our socket wrench again, and now that we have the battery negative disconnected, we don't have to worry too much about this. So we're not going to touch it off and cause a spark or anything. So that's why it's always good to remove your negative first, and then when we go to put it back, the negative goes on last. Always remember that. All right, we can jiggle this just a little bit. This is called a fuse array. Here it comes off. All right, let's take a look at this, my friends. There's the contact surface area right there. See that gray patina? That's corrosion. That needs to be cleaned off. I don't care whether you have a brand new car or it's got 100,000 miles on it. It needs to be cleaned off. It's going to give you problems. Let's pull this out of the way. Let's start our cleaning process. First thing we want to do is take our little wire brush. You can buy these at any Advance Auto, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, anywhere an auto parts store is. They're going to have it. They're about $2. Let's clean that off. Make sure you get all that off of there. Very, very important. Because you only want to do this once. There's your negative. Then do the negative. Okay. Now I happen to have a wire brush. Looks like a toothbrush. You can buy that at any auto store, paint store, whatever. Let's just get all this stuff off of here. We want to make sure, just like rust on a vehicle, you want to make sure that you get all of it, okay? Because you don't want it to come back. All right, that's looking good. Now, we've got to do the other side. Right here, we want to go ahead and get this part. So we're going to kind of run that in there. You can see where the little red tethers are right there to hold this in place. This is called a fuse array, okay? Just want to be gentle with it. Don't be manhandling it. All right, let's look at this too. We need to go ahead and clean this out. Sorry to do this one-handed here. Just bear with me a second. You'll see there's a little patina forming on the posts here, and you know, this should be a lot more shinier. You can see a little bit of corrosion on this nut right here. It's supposed to be shiny. It's not that shiny. Inside here, you can see a little bit of white patina in there. Okay, you want to take care of that too. Now you can possibly try to brush it out, but basically if you put a little bit of gel on there, you should be okay. Now this is what I use, no corrode gel. It is available again in any auto parts store for about $2. You just want to take a little dab of it. You can see it's a red gel. Just going to put it on my finger here, and I'm going to put it around this negative post, and I'm going to coat this up. Remember, it's a dielectric type of gel, so it's going to not insulate it, it's going to enhance the connection. Take a little bit more gel. Let's put it on the positive post. Get that cleaned up real good. All right, now we're going to take it and we're going to put it on the contact surfaces, okay? This is on the contact surfaces of the fuse array. Let's get that in there. Make sure you get the base, get the top, just coat it up, okay? Now down here on the negative, let's go ahead and coat this up here, okay? Coat this capture. You can see the indentation. That's the capture for that little thumb release. Okay. All right, I'm happy with this. Let's go ahead and put this down. We got the negative is still off. Let's go ahead and put the positive fuse array back down. You can see we want to line up these little red connectors right here. See how that went on there just fine? Let's get it down there nice and good. Okay, let's get our ratchet. Oh, excuse me, let me get the screwdriver first. Let's go ahead and get this held down first. Make sure your tabs are located. I believe these are. This is just a Phillips number 2 screwdriver, okay? By the way, behind my screwdriver there is that little cube. That's your pyrotechnic sensor. That's what fires off if you had an airbag deployment crash that cuts the power off for that grid. So it's very important. But one thing to remember, if you ever have to jump start this car, there is connection posts inside the hood area. But if you ever had to put a charger on this, make sure you just go directly to the post. Don't be going up here. You don't want to blow one of these fuses and cause yourself a lot of problems that are not real cheap to fix. All right, remember our negative ground is still off, so we're not hurting anything. I could even, you know, I'm not going to cause any kind of spark here. Okay, I want to get this nice and tight one more time. All right, it's down. Now, we got our positive connected. Let's go to the negative. Here's our negative. I'm going to put it on just exactly the way it came. Get it down there good. Tighten that up. Let me set this aside for a second. sure it's nice and firm and down there on the contactor. Okay, see? All right, that's done. Now we had put a little bit of that gel on this post assembly, so now it's time to reconnect. Remember, our negative's on last. What we do is just push it down, locate it. Oops, I'm sorry. Flip it around here. All right, and then you hear it click. Hear that click? Now it's on. It's on. Make sure it's on, okay? Make sure you got plenty of slack there. Okay, so now it's on. We can go ahead and put our cap back on. It just goes right on top. You can locate it here with this little cube, your pyrotechnic sensor. Okay, everything's down. So let's put our tools up for the moment. And we're gonna go start this car and see if we can get everything cleared. Okay, I'm gonna leave the spare tire out for the moment. We'll get that later. All right. Now, this will not close, this hatch will not close because you have just connected the battery, so you're gonna have to close it by hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Won't hurt anything. We got our key.